Hello everybody, this is ThatKidDouglas, aka the Young Hero, and this is an impromptu episode of Young Hero Rants. I was gonna do a rant on future XMD Comic Zone, but that's gonna have to wait because I really need to talk about this. Now, I've said it once and I'll say it again, I like to keep you guys in the loop of what's going on, and I feel you guys deserve to know what's been happening on YouTube over the last few days. So for those of you who don't know, YouTube is going around having a fit and demonetizing videos that have quote-unquote controversial content, and several high-profile, well-known YouTubers have been hit. People like Lewis Spears, aka Lou Review, Daniel Solzbach, aka Mr. Epsilon, Boogie Tonight 88, Philip DeFranco, and many others have been hit with this demonetization purge. And if you also don't know, YouTube recently changed their terms of service, of course, without telling anybody, that controversial content, i.e. if you swear, if you use sexual humor, sexual content, or if you criticize anyone in any way, if you do anything that might be deemed controversial, it's not advertiser friendly, and your videos will be demonetized. Just gone. Swiper, no swiping. They just take your money and it's gone. Now, full disclosure, I don't make any money doing these videos, nor do I have any desire to. But this is absolute bullshit. I mean, it really, really is. And I'm not affected by this, by the way, because I don't make any money off these videos. So if you don't make any money off these videos, and you use controversial titles and tags and thumbnails or whatever, for now you should be fine. But again, even with saying that, this is bullshit. This is a textbook example of censorship. And if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, and especially recently, you would know that I'm staunchly anti-censorship. Some of my latest videos have been about censorship, so I'm pretty passionate about the subject. And I'm a firm believer in the notion that people should be allowed to say whatever the hell they want to without being worried about censorship, without worrying that their creativity is going to be stifled. And this is like, why? Why, YouTube? Why do you enjoy fucking up this much? I mean, I swear to God, YouTube, you just seem to get this hard on by frustrating and annoying your content creators as much as possible just to be dicks. And you don't even attempt to explain it. You don't even attempt to contact anybody that you're changing your terms of service and you're implanting these new rules. You just make this change and then you punish anybody who violates them. And it's just like, oh God. What YouTube is essentially trying to do is that they're censoring anybody that has any opinion, any difference of opinion, anybody that speaks out against somebody else that is quote-unquote harassment, which is absolute bullshit. You know, anybody that makes jokes about sex or masturbation or whatever, that can be demonetized or whatever. They're treating YouTube with kid gloves. They're handling it with kid gloves in their attempt to make it more advertiser-friendly, more family-friendly. And you know what? Look, I get it. I understand that YouTube is a very expensive website to maintain and that you need money to keep it going. I understand that. And I also understand that a lot of children view YouTube and there's always a chance for offensive content to be seen. I mean, I have a big family, so I can personally attest to this. I understand that. But I think there's a much better way that you can do it. I mean, advertisers obviously don't give a shit where their ads appear. I've been on the dark, deep recesses of YouTube. And I'm not even kidding. This is a true story, by the way. I've seen videos, foreign videos of people having sex, full-on nudity, dicks, boobs, vaginas, the whole shebang. And there are ads on them. So they obviously don't care where their ads show up. As long as people click on them, that's all that matters. And if you are so concerned about children viewing potentially offensive content, then just make a subsection of the site, YouTube Kids. I mean, hell, you already have an app for that on iOS and Android called YouTube Kids. So why not implant that on the main YouTube site? Hell, Netflix does it. Netflix has a certain section for kids. Why doesn't YouTube? If you really are so concerned about it, just do that. And this is just, it's censorship, and it's wrong. It's very wrong. I don't feel it's fair that people should have their videos demonetized just because they cover topics that are slightly controversial, or they say things that may offend somebody else. What YouTube is doing is essentially just appealing to these social justice warriors, to these these asshats that get offended by absolutely everything and are up in arms about absolutely everything in an effort to make it more friendly to them. And I don't feel that's fair, because for a lot of people, this is their job. These are their livelihoods, and you're fucking with it. You are fucking with it to appeal to these specific group of people that will never be satisfied with anything, that get offended by Hawaiian bobbleheads on some dude's car. They get offended by somebody saying, "Oh, my name is humongous." These are the kinds of people you want to appeal to, YouTube. These are the kinds of people you want to appease. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is so dumb on so many levels that it defies all comprehension. And I mean, what purpose does this serve, YouTube? What are you really trying to get out of this? Because the content creators you're trying to censor, it's not going to work. They're going to make their content the same way they've been doing it before you did this bullshit by changing the terms of service, and they're going to fight against it and make a big stink about how censorship happy you are, and it's going to paint you in an extremely negative light. So what is the point of doing this? So all this time and effort that you've expended in trying to make YouTube more family friendly, more social justice, safe space, hugbox friendly, it's for nothing. It's a waste of time. So I don't get it. Why do you have to do this, YouTube? Why do you have to screw with the content creators, the people that made your site what it is? And even though I don't make any money off of doing these videos, even though this is a hobby I do in my spare time, this could have far-reaching effects, and eventually this could end up affecting people that don't even make any money off of doing YouTube videos. You know, people that criticize others, you know? Like, and I know a lot of people that criticize others. You know, this could affect people like Morgan, aka Nightmare Kagami, people like Slayer-kun, people like Megadupe TV, and many others who don't make money off of doing YouTube videos. You know, that's why I'm speaking out against it. And I know there are going to be people like Salieri and Clay Claymore that are going to say, "Oh, if you don't like it, why don't you just leave YouTube, blah, 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 blah." And then, you know, those kind of people that are just going to discredit this whole thing and say that it's not a big deal and all this other stuff, while they never actually do anything about it, never actually try to come up with solutions. Look, if there was an alternative to YouTube, if there was a site that was as big as YouTube, people would have already done that. People would have already jumped ship a long time ago. But that's never going to happen because YouTube has a complete monopoly on web videos. So you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere else. I mean, you're certainly not going to go to fucking Dailymotion or Vimeo, because while they may have an audience, they don't have even a fraction of the audience that YouTube has. So we're fucked. So we kind of just have to deal with it. You just have to take it up the ass. YouTube is essentially just doing this. They're just fucking us in the ass. Just completely up the ass with no lube, no condom, no, nothing. Just going straight in raw, and we just have to take it. Oh, does that offend you, Special Snowflakes? Does that offend you that I just said that? No, I don't fucking care. I really, really don't. And I want to say this. For those of you who may be worried that my content's going to change, or I'm going to, you know, tone down the adult themes, tone down the suggestiveness to impose with this whole family-friendly aspect that YouTube's trying to push. And I want to let you all know that that is not going to happen. I'm not going to change the way I make my content. I'm not going to dumb down my content. I'm not going to handle my channel with kid gloves just to appeal to these people who are easily offended and get offended by absolutely everything. I'm not going to appeal to this overly PC culture. I'm not going to change how I make my videos in any way. Because if I did that, that would destroy the integrity of this channel. Because you guys subscribe to me because you genuinely enjoy hearing what I have to say. You genuinely enjoy listening to my points of view. So I'm not going to tone down the adult themes. I'm not going to, you know, dumb down my points just to appeal to a different audience. I'm not going to do that. These videos are going to stay completely the same, so you guys don't have to worry about that. And you know, that's the way it is, because these videos appeal to an adult audience. My videos are not for kids, and I want to make that abundantly clear that it's not for kids. This is aiming at an adult audience because my audience is adult. So I'm going to treat them like adults and make videos that are targeting towards that audience. I'm not going to shy away from subjects that are slightly controversial just because the folks at YouTube may not be happy with it. And YouTube, if you have a problem with the type of content that I produce, that it's slightly adult and slightly controversial for your new standards, you can take it up with me personally. That's what I have to say for it. But I'm not going to appease you. I'm not going to change the way I make content just to pander to your new bullshit terms of service rules and all this other shit. That's not going to happen. In fact, I'm going to like double down on it. In fact, I have a video coming in the next few weeks talking about black supremacy and racism. And I got another video talking about bandwagons, and I got 2 more videos on Kablam Bandicoot 64 and Clay Claymore respectively. You know? So I'm not going to shy away from subjects that might be slightly controversial. I'm not going to completely just destroy my channel and destroy all that I've built just to appeal to people that are easily offended by everything. I'm not going to do that. You know, and it's unfortunate, it really is, but the only way that we can truly fight against this, we can truly fight back, is if we make a huge stink about this. Tweet at YouTube and just tell them why this whole thing is wrong, and just give them your opinion. Tweet at YouTube right now and do this, because this is censorship. And I know some people are going to say, but YouTube is a private website, they can do what they want. It doesn't matter if a website is public or private, it's still fucking censorship. No matter how much you try to defend or justify it, it's still censorship. And talk about this non-stop. Do not make them forget it. Don't let this be swept under the rug, because we cannot allow this type of shit to go on. Because we as content creators have a voice, and we need to speak out against it. And if we all collectively speak out against it, then we can truly make a difference. I mean, we're doing fine so far, so I think if we continue to do that, we have a real shot here. So I'm doing my part as a content creator, even though I don't have a particularly large audience. I mean, I only have 327 subscribers, and yeah, I've been steadily growing over the last year, but I'm still a small fry in the big YouTube pond. But I'm speaking about this because this is an issue that's important to me. And YouTube needs to be called out for this bullshit, because this is absolute bullshit. And if YouTube wants to make their site more family friendly and have content that doesn't offend anybody, fuck that. I'm not going to appeal to that. I'm going to continue making the content that I'm making, and everybody else is going to do so as well. So for all of you special snowflakes, and for YouTube, if you want to get offended by that, then by all means do that. But that's your problem. You know? And yeah. If you don't like the type of content that I produce, then there's the door on the way out. There's a little X button on your keyboard. There's a little back button on your browser. Click on it. Because I'm not going to change the way I make content just to appeal to these family-friendly rules. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that's all I got to say on this specific topic. This is ThatKidDouglas, aka The Unhero, signing out. Deuces. Stay frosty and keep it weird. I will be returning to regularly scheduled content tomorrow, so look forward to that and have a nice day.